There is a lot of misguided business advice out there, and part of my job here is to clean it up and clear it up for you, then give you the truth about what to do to gain your unique success advantage. If you're looking to innovate, to come up with new ideas to add value, the conventional advice is to survey and ask your customers what they want, what they think would be more valuable for them. Sounds reasonable, right? That's why it is such terrible advice, because your customers are not reasonable or rational. They don't know what they want until you show them. Research shows that people are notoriously terrible at predicting their own future desires and needs. Ever heard of functional fixedness? It's a cognitive bias that limits a person to seeing an object only in the way that it's traditionally used. And guess what? The same bias applies to services and technologies people use every day. Customers tend to suggest improvements based on their past and current experiences, enhancing existing features or tweaking minor things. Essentially, they're locked into a functional fixedness loop. They can't see the forest for the trees, nor should they. It's not their job. They are consumers, not innovators. Remember Henry Ford's classic line? If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. What did he give them instead? A Model T. An innovation that changed not only just the auto industry, but the whole world. That's because transformative innovations don't come from satisfying current demands. They come from illuminating unseen possibilities. If Steve Jobs had polled mobile phone users in 2006, nobody would have sketched an iPhone. Certainly not a phone without buttons, but lo and behold, the iPhone. And 2 billion units sold later, and a multi-trillion-dollar enterprise. When you break free from the myopic view of customer feedback, you unleash the true potential for game-changing innovation. Let me illuminate several other examples, okay? The Sony Walkman. People initially laughed at Sony's idea of a portable music player with no recording function. Critics called it a surefire miss. Well, who's laughing now? Over 400 million Walkmans sold since its launch in 1979. The Walkman revolutionized how we consume music, paving the way for iPods and streaming services. Airbnb. When Airbnb came to the scene, people scoffed, saying, "Staying in a stranger's house? No way!" Well, 5.6 million listings later and a valuation of over 100 billion. What this tells us is this: customers often can't see beyond their current needs. They're in the now, not the next. Red Bull, the idea of a sugary energy drink that tasted like medicine, was initially met with disdain. People couldn't fathom why they would need such a product when coffee was available everywhere. Forbes stated, quote, "The energy drink category is a non-starter," end quote. Today, Red Bull dominates the energy drink market, doing $6 billion in sales, and the brand has become synonymous with extreme sports and high-octane experiences. Netflix shifted to streaming services. When Netflix surveyed their customers about a pivot from DVD rentals to streaming, they faced immense backlash, resulting in a steep decline in stock price. Critics and customers alike were critical about abandoning what made Netflix popular. The Guardian reported, quote, "Netflix commits corporate suicide with Quickster move," end quote. Fast forward to now, and Netflix has over 208 million subscribers worldwide with a market cap exceeding 250 billion. The transition to streaming was not only successful, it was necessary, and it revolutionized how we consume media. Amazon Web Services. Amazon inquired with companies about AWS, and the feedback was IBM and Oracle already dominate the enterprise IT landscape. What business did an online book retailer have in offering cloud services? Today, AWS generates $45 billion in net sales, making up 12% of Amazon's total revenue, but a much larger share of its profits. It's a cloud behemoth that has disrupted the entire IT industry. Why does this matter? Why care? Because the pursuit of customer approval can lead you to create incremental changes instead of groundbreaking innovations. You end up with a horse, not a Model T. It comes down to this: too much feedback creates echo chambers. You start to think the limits of your own customers are your limits. It's a dead end. So what do you do instead? Flip the script. Instead of seeking what people want, anticipate what they will need. And here's a big tip: don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. Their behavior and your expert observations will be the key to anticipating what they'll need and never knew that they wanted. Your role as a leader isn't to just satisfy current demands, but to see beyond the horizon and bring that future into the present. So the next time the world tells you, "That'll never work," Remember these examples of industry titans who shrugged off the naysayers, many of which might have been their own existing customers. Here's a summary of the key takeaways so that you can act on it today. Number 1, distinguish user wants from needs. Be the visionary, not the order taker. Be the leader, their guide, not their servant or follower. After all, as Steve Jobs famously said, a lot of times people don't know what they want until you show it to them. Number 2, embrace the outrage. If people are laughing or dismissive, you may be onto something. Let your new solution go through all the phases that Arthur Schopenhauer taught us. He said, all truth passes through 3 stages. First, it's ridiculed. Second, it's violently opposed. And then third, it's accepted as being self-evident. And number 3, challenge assumptions. Question conventional wisdom. Go against the grain. Usually the counter trend is the correct course of action. And number 4, act boldly. Be audacious. Make smart and calculated, but bold bets, even if others would deem them risky or even foolish. As Steve's Stanford speech sign-off advised us, he said, stay hungry, stay foolish. So which of these 4 takeaways do you need to prioritize and act on today? Take out your Darren Daily Journal, make some notes, and then tell us what those are in the comments below.